And the one person I've been wanting to meet in for like forever, Jeanette.
Hi Mike, good to be here. Lovely to escape the Cape's cold winter. Lovely to be here.
And those of you that don't know, I'm sure your wine is probably the most famous wine in the whole of Hillcrest. So yes, to have the, I would say, the brains behind Springfield, yeah, because I know your brother does no work.
My brother does the work behind the scenes. He's the winemaker. We often say he does
Beep.
the puppets, and a lot of the people at Springfield makes the wine. So, but he's brilliant with all his thoughts and all his plans that he comes out with. So we're
not such a good scuba diver from what I hear.
Scuba diving better, but freestyle diver not so good, because this wine, the Méthode Ancienne, 1997, was harvested in 1997, spent 2 years in new French oak barrels, and then we decided, because we're a big fishing family, we probably haven't fished enough, so this wine needs to mature a little bit better. And what better place to mature a wine than in the Indian Ocean, where the fishing is good in any case. So we've put this in galvanized cages, 98 bottles, 6 cages, waited for a very stormy southeaster day.
Is it true, is the rumor true that you couldn't find it after you'd submerged the wine under the sea?
Yes, we couldn't find it for 3.5 years.
And I bet there were a lot of salvage hunters out there looking for it.
We knew it wasn't found because Strathspey is a very small community, and the whole community would have been drunk for a week or two, and they weren't, so we were kept on looking, and after 3.5 years we happened to find it all in good condition. We put it back into the cellar for another couple of years, and only after 21 years after picking released it. So this is the 1997 vintage.
When I heard that, I just had a good chuckle. It was probably the best wine story that I've heard in forever. But quickly run us through your wines. It's quite, I don't know, I always wonder, and excuse me for being an ignoramus of sorts, but you've got 2 Sauvignon Blancs. Is that right? I see one, and then there was another one.
The second one.
Yes. So what is the backstory there? What is the differences? What are the nuances?
So we are a family that loves to push boundaries. We don't make Coca-Cola, we make individual wines. So each wine, you can see also the number at the top of the bottle, on the neck of the bottle. Each wine has been chosen for a specific terroir, or a terroir has been chosen for a specific wine.
Okay.
So Life from Stone, the wine that always makes you feel bad. I always say a day cannot be so bad that Life from Stone can't fix it. This is grown on 80% quartz rock.
Okay.
So strong minerality, bone dry, lot of flinty characters, also good fruit back up there. And then the more feminine wine, the special cuvee, is grown on the sandy soil, 40 meters in altitude lower than the Life from Stone and 40 meters further south than the Life from Stone. This vineyard is very special because if we have good rain in winter, then this vineyard would be covered completely underwater, about 1 meter of water over this vineyard.
Wow.
It's in winter time when the vineyards are dormant, so there's no leaves, no fruit on it. And within 10 days the water would subside,
and the vineyards are fine,
and it would leave very nutritious sandy silt in that area.
Sure.
So this is the coldest vineyard on the farm. Often also we have a lot of frost damage in this vineyard. Often we fly with helicopters when the temperature goes below 0 on this.
Okay.
So that's the difference. Life from Stone, special cuvee. The difference is only the soil that it's grown on.
Sure.
And by the way, cuvee means to blend, and a lot of people would find it difficult that I say it's a single vineyard, but it's a blend. It's because we harvest the nose a week earlier than what we harvest the body.
Okay.
to get a really fresh and vibrant nose on it, and then a little bit of body on that. We harvest everything at night, red grapes, white grapes, everything, because we have a 20-degree difference between day temperature and night temperature at Springfield. So for the harvesting time, we leave our drinking habits aside and we work at night. And everything is harvested at night, comes into the cellar nice and cold, and you don't have any flavor compound losses.
And then something that's gaining popularity as well is the Miss Lucy. What was the reasoning to bring that? That's pretty a new addition to your...
Yes, we've been working 14 years on making a blend that we could pack one wine to take on our fishing expeditions.
Fishing is pretty much part of your lifestyle. That's great.
Very much so.
Balances the hard work of making wine.
We don't have to pack a Sauvignon for steamed fish. We don't have to pack something different for when you have Cajun spices. This is a blend of Pinot Gris, Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc. And for the change, we've put a fish on here to show you what you should be drinking this with. So Miss Lucy is the nickname of the red stumpnose fish that we so often catch at Straysby. And unfortunately, we were instrumental of putting this on the endangered list. So this is our contribution to making...
To giving back.
So this is fantastic,
yes.
with spicy
Okay.
food, Thai food,
lovely.
but with all fish
Yes,
dishes.
and just great for that hot Durban type weather where people want something. They just eating a light lunch with fish and whatever.
Yeah.
That's what that goes nicely with.
And then we've got in your shop, we've got the Wholeberry Cabernet Sauvignon. And once again, the name says it's all. We don't crush the grapes for two reasons. We don't like the taste of the seeds, which you all know if you eat a grape and you crush the seed, it's bitter. So by doing that, we avoid the bitterness. And secondly, we are in a warm area. We're in a warm area if you live in South Africa and make wine. So we had to think of a fermentation, another type of fermentation to actually bring down alcohol. So this is very interesting and a little bit technical. By fermenting with natural yeast, you bring down alcohol by about 1.5%. Because natural yeast takes much longer to finish the fermentation. A lot of the volatility escapes.
Okay.
And also, natural yeast uses about 17.5 grams of sugar to make 1% of alcohol. And inoculated yeasts use 16 grams of sugar to make 1% of alcohol. So we get a red wine at 13.5% alcohol, where it would have been 15 or 15.5.
Okay.
By
Wow.
this special fermentation
Sure.
that we do. It's obviously also much more healthy because you don't add any sulfur during the fermentation, and it's done naturally. So a long fermentation instead of a 5, 6, 7 day fermentation that you
Well,
normally
it certainly
have.
comes out in all the quality of your wines. I mean, it's got a huge following in our store. I can't believe it sells probably our top selling single wines out of every category come out of the Springfield stable. So
Wow,
that's good.
that's great. And then we've got a Pinot Noir
Yes.
that I say goes down like a homesick mole. It's fantastic, slightly chilled,
Yes.
and I hope that the Durbanites would get into Pinot Noir more, because I think that's actually the tipple of choice if you want to have red wine for your weather.
It is gaining popularity, I must say, over the last year. I think it will come into its own now. Like all Durban things, they go in their phases, you know. So right now I see a lot of those Thai style wines now coming back into actually becoming mainstream here. So yeah.
And then the wild yeast Chardonnay, fermented with natural yeast once again, opposed to a fermentation of 7 days
Yes.
that you would normally have. We ferment this with the natural yeast that are on the outside of the skin of each berry. And this fermentation in old underground cement tanks takes up to 9 months. So you build a lot of complexity, a lot of flavor compounds, secondary and primary, into this wine. It's unwooded, and all of those who is anything but Chardonnay, please try a wild yeast Chardonnay. It's gorgeous. And then the Work of Time is 2011, currently on sale. It's 2 years in bottle, and 2 years in barrel and 5 years in bottle before we sell it. And that's a blend of Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Petit Verdot. And anybody wanting to come and see where we make it are most welcome. Springfield.
So where are you based? Yes.
Springfield is 4 kilometers out of the beautiful town of Robertson in the Western Cape. So it's 120 kilometers due east from Cape Town. It's about an hour's drive from Stellenbosch, an hour from Franschhoek. And it's really the heart of winemaking. It's not just glitz and glamour. You still see the heart of the people working there. It's a beautiful valley.
Old wine country.
Old wine country.
Well, I feel privileged that you came and knocked on our door to visit. I mean, to have you in our store is really a huge honor.
Thank you, Mike. It's
really
a privilege to be here. Thank you so much.
And thanks for allowing us to stock your wines in an environment where a lot of the guys are saying, well, you know, some stores they're starting to channel their wines into on-con and off-con to try and get some stabilization in the market. Luckily, we still got access to superb wines like yours.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be part of this wonderful display you have here and the wonderful wines you're selling. Thank you.
Thank you. Till later, guys. And I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Let's carry on this conversation. It'll be great to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't tried these wines, well, what am I saying if you haven't? Of course, you've tried these wines. They're the greatest wines around. But yes, let us know. Hit us up in the comments below. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.